Hey, greetings fellow nerds. I'm a nerd fighting fat, and this is my weekly fat fighting update. I'm doing alternate day fasting, I'm working out, I'm watching my sugars, and this is my 32nd week on the 10 milligram pen of Mounjaro. So this was an interesting week. I got my prescription renewal sent in, and they told me, they texted me back and said it would be delayed until April 11th. And so I was like kind of trying to make plans on, I've got one more shot, like how to extend them so I could kind of like go 10 days or something. But then they texted me yesterday after they sent me that, and yesterday was March 28th, saying it was in. So they must have found some supply. So I hope you guys aren't having any difficulty if you're taking this, getting the product. I'm guessing it's probably kind of spotty out there. But I was going to titrate up this time, but I called my doctor to send in another prescription renewal, and they want to have a face-to-face visit to titrate me up to 12.5 now. So anyway, so I'm sticking with the 10 milligrams for another month, and then I'll have to get a doctor visit to do that. All right, so let's talk about my numbers for this week. So if you remember, last week I didn't have a very good week. I gained 3.2 pounds. Well, this week I lost 5.2. So, you know, it's like I said, it doesn't come straight down. You know, it kind of goes like this, and every once in a while a little bit like this. But the overall trend is going in the right direction. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So that brings my total Mounjaro weight loss up to 54 pounds. And my total overall weight loss is now at 137.1 pounds. So for the week on the glucose side, it was a little bit higher, 118, and with a high of 187. And you know, that's one of the reasons I want to titrate up as well, to see if that helps bring it down. Because when I first switched to the 10 milligram from 7.5, you know, my glucose came down pretty significantly. So I want to see what happens there as well. So I apologize though, I was really bad at tracking calories this week. I started off good, and then I kind of threw in the towel when I wasn't sure. My wife and I went on a date night to a Korean barbecue place. So check this picture out. How do you count the calories for this? That there is a baby octopus. and you know, they just bring you these plates of these little pieces of different meats and stuff, and you cook them on the little grill there. And I got a receipt that had it all listed out, like each one, and I know that from each one that we got, you know, there were 4 of us there, so I had one, but I just kind of threw in the towel as far as the calorie counting went. But I did try to, you know, be pretty good. I did get my 2 fasts in, 2 36-hour fasts, and I got 4 workouts in. I was trying to get a couple more in, but I wanted to do a couple extra swims, and the weather has been just really kind of, you know, it's a spring in the Rocky Mountains. We get some pretty good snowstorms. One day it's 60 degrees, and the next day it's snowy. And when the temperature shifts that much, you get some serious winds. And I don't mind using the SwimSpa if there's a little bit of a drizzle or snow or something, but the cold winds is what really kind of makes it just, yeah, you don't want to do that. So anyways, but pretty good week overall. I mean, I lost 5 pounds. Can't complain about that, right? So pretty happy with it. Okay, so this week's fat fighting tool. So this is a product called MCT Wellness. So this is a Dr. Gundry's version of MCT oils. I know he can stir up some controversy sometimes. There's quite a few guys out there that really kind of push the benefits of MCT oils. Dr. Berg, Dr. Bickman, Dave Asprey with Bulletproof. They have a brand of MCT oil that I use sometimes called Brain Octane. Anyhow, so this particular one Basically, you mix a scoop of this in some water, like this, and it's pretty, I kind of like the taste. It's sweetened with stevia. It's basically, the only ingredients in this is some MCT oil, some currant extracts, and some red grape extracts. So one scoop has 30 calories, and the total fat is 2.5 grams. The total carbohydrates is 3 grams, of which 2 grams is fiber. So, you know, not too bad. It's a pretty refreshing. Anyway, why do we want to have MCT oil? What's in MCT oil? So MCT, of course, stands for medium chain triglycerides, and basically they're fatty acids. And so this particular type of fatty acids that are in the MCT oil is caprylic and capric acids. So there's quite a few benefits to this, I feel. And again, you know, research this yourself and look at these studies. But you know, one of the reasons that I like to drink this is energy. So these medium chain fatty acids, they're quickly converted into energy by your body. So they don't have to go through the liver and get bile to digest like a lot of the other types of fat. They can be quickly converted right into ketones, right into energy. And the result of that is you get a quick pick-me-up. And then I use it when I need some mental clarity. If I get like any kind of, once in a while you get a little brain foggy, you know, and this kind of really helps with that. Bulletproof, for example, even calls their brand of MCT oils brain octane. I mean, because you get that energy, you get that clarity. And so that's something that I like. Now, another thing along these same lines with this energy is, since this goes so quickly into ketones, you can use this at the start of your fasts to help you get into ketosis quicker. Since the ketones are already in your bloodstream, your cells start using them, they're adapted to that, and you can go into ketosis quicker. And when they measure, you know, the mmols of the ketones after people have taken this, they find that it's higher because they use these types of products. So if that's your, you know, there's a lot of different goals for fasting, but if one of your goals is to get into ketosis, which is one of my goals, because I want to burn that fat, then this is something that you can try to help augment that. The second reason that I want to try this out is weight loss. So there's quite a few studies out there that link this to different aspects of this. So lower calorie consumption, helping the body go into ketosis, as I mentioned, and burn fat, kind of driving the metabolism. So now, not all of these studies are what I would call a quality study. You know, they're not, a lot of them aren't in peer-reviewed journals. A lot of them don't have, sometimes a lot of these things is kind of hard to isolate, right? Like, you gotta make sure you don't get factors in there that can influence your study when you're trying to look at one aspect. But it does seem in general to me that there's more positives out there than there are negatives. And the last reason that I'm wanting to try this more is blood sugar control. So it's supposed to kind of help with controlling your blood sugars. And I think the idea there is that since this goes right into energy, into ketones in you, that it lowers the load of your body, kind of utilizing those blood sugars to get its energy. So anyhow, definitely look out there for yourself and decide. Now there is one thing I would warn about. Be careful about having too much MCT oil. So, I mean, this drink that I'm talking about now is probably fine. I mean, it's just one little scoop of this, but like, and I use like the brain octane. If you mix some of that in, like, I'll do like a herb tea with some butter and stuff. Anyway, if you put too much MCT oil in there, it can give you a little bit of a laxative effect. So be a little bit careful about that. So I'm actually going to try just a little experiment with this. I'm going to drink this every day for a week, and I'm going to monitor what does this do to my blood sugars, especially right after I drink it. For within 2 hours after I drink it, I want to see what it does. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to see how it affects my ketone levels when I fast. So I use this guy, and it's not perfect, but it kind of gives me a rough idea. You just breathe into this when you're fasting, and I can see if I'm breathing out ketones, which kind of tells me if I'm in ketosis. And so if I can get these numbers higher by doing this, then I know that it's doing kind of the effect that I want. So anyhow, I'll let you know how that goes.
Hey guys, so for this week's fat fighting food, in honor of Easter and the fact that everyone's probably going to have a ton of boiled eggs, at least if you have kids, that you're going to need to know what to do with. This week I'm going to make egg salad, but instead of sandwiches, I'm just going to use some lettuce that I grew in my hydroponics, and we're going to have egg salad lettuce wraps. So the ingredients we're going to use, we got some eggs here. I'm going to put in some Miracle Whip and some sugar-free sweet relish. I'm going to do some Dijon mustard and just a little bit of sriracha to add just a little bit of spice to it. And then I've got some green onions. I grew these inside my hydroponics, and some tarragon that I grew outside in my outside garden. Just a word of warning, if you ever plant tarragon outside, this thing likes to take over. It's kind of like mint. It just starts spreading all through the area you put it. So be kind of careful with this one. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go boil the eggs. So I'm not going to bore you guys with that. My method that I use is just normal, right? I'm going to put the eggs in the pan, cover them with a little bit of water, make sure the water's over the top of them. I'm going to boil it, turn off the heat, add the lid. I'm going to wait 10 to 12 minutes. And then I'm going to put them in an ice bath, and then I let them sit in the ice bath for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to peel them. So this does take a little bit longer than I like to do when I do my quick lunches, but you can have the eggs boiled ahead of time, and then you don't have to go through this process when you're going to quickly make your lunch. So I'll come back when I got the eggs. All right, so I got the eggs in here, and I got them mashed up, and so now I'm just going to add in some Miracle Whip. So just a couple tablespoons of that in there. And then I'm going to add in some of the relish. So I like a lot of the relish in there. And we're going to put in a squirt of the Dijon mustard. I'm going to put in a little bit of the sriracha. And I'm going to kind of mix that all up. So I'll kind of let you guys kind of see what it looks like there. And then I'm just going to add in I chopped this up, the tarragon and the green onions or scallions. And give it a little bit of flavor there. And then I'm also going to just add some salt and pepper. So we'll just do that. Let it rain. All right. And then that is pretty much it. Tastes pretty good. So that's what it looks like. And then what I'll do is I'll just get my plate. I'll get a couple of these lettuce leaves. Put a dollop of this on the leaf to kind of wrap it and eat it. Put a couple of, I grew a cucumber, so I picked it and a couple of cucumber slices, and there you go. There's a quick lunch that you can use your leftover eggs for. And to eat it, you just pick up the leaf. And pretty good. So there you go.
All right, so I don't really have a specific victory or anything this week, but you know, I'm feeling good. You gotta love a 5-pound weight loss. I've got one more week until I fly to Dallas to go see the eclipse, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the eclipse, but honestly, I'm really dreading the flight. I hate flying in planes. I do have nice seats on the plane. They should be pretty comfortable, but you know, we'll see how it goes. So we'll see if I need to use this guy or not. So this is a seatbelt extender. So this is the same thing the stewardesses use to kind of show you how to put your seatbelt together on the plane. Well, so they'll give you one of these if you need to ask for it, and it kind of lengthens the seatbelt pretty significantly, right? So, we'll see if I can get away with not needing this. That would be pretty awesome, pretty awesome. So we'll see if I'm there yet. So anyhow, keep fighting the fat, guys. Cheers.